Hey you guys, Sean here. So with yesterday being the 11-year passing of the great Robin Williams, um, I decided to watch one of my favorite Disney movies, which is the very first Aladdin movie. And this is not it's not just one of my favorite movies. It is my favorite non-Pixar animated Disney movie. I know some people may prefer, Beauty and the Beast or The Lion King or whatever. For me, it's always been Aladdin. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video is because, like I said, yesterday was the 11-year passing of the great Robin Williams. And so I wanted to do this video as kind of like a tribute to him. Now, I could have easily done the Night of the Museum trilogy. I could have easily done Mrs. Doubtfire, or Jack, or Dead Poet Society, or any other movie he's been in. But this one, for me, it's hard to explain why. I think because this was the first movie that I saw that Robin Williams was involved in when I was a kid. So I think that's one of the reasons why, in terms of Williams' filmography, this one holds a special place for me. So let's go over the information. So Aladdin is a 1992 animated musical fantasy film based on the Arabian folk tale Aladdin from 1001 Nights, produced by Walt Disney Feature Animation, directed by John Musker and Ron Clements, both of whom co-wrote the screenplay with Ted Elliott and Terry Rosso. Ironically, the guys who co-wrote the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. How about that? The film features the voices of Scott Weinger, Steve from both Full and Fuller House, Robin Williams himself, Linda Larkin, Jonathan Freeman, Frank Welker, Gilbert Gottfried, and Douglas Steele. The film follows the titular character. Oh wow, actually said that word right correctly. Titular. Follows the titular character Aladdin, an Arabian street urchin who discovers a magic lamp containing a genie with whose help he disguises himself as a wealthy prince and tries to impress the Sultan of Agrabah to win the heart of his free-spirited daughter, Princess Jasmine, as the Sultan's evil vizier Jafar plots to steal the magic lamp. Okay. So, this movie was released November 11, 1992, with a runtime of an hour and a half. The music was done by Alan Arkin and was distributed by Buena Vista Pictures Distributing. So it was produced for about $28 million and made back $504.1 million. Nice. Okay. What can I say about this movie? I fucking love it, man. Like I said, this is my favorite non-Pixar Disney animated movie, and I love this movie. Like, I've loved it from when I was a kid, and I still do now. To give you guys a little bit of a backstory on this movie, the filmmakers have said they wrote the role for the genie in mind with Robin Williams. Like, they wrote the role of genie with Williams in mind, and they were so, for lack of a better word, desperate to get him to play the part, that they actually looped some of his stand-up routines with their animatics, with some of their drawings, and that's what convinced Williams to take the role, because he found it so hilarious. But he said that he did not want his name plastered through the movie. Like, he wanted the movie to sell on its own and not rely on his star power. However, because Williams was still doing Ferngully at the time, playing Batty, Disney tried to make him back out of it, even though he signed Ferngully first. And so when Williams refused to back out of Ferngully, Disney kind of reneged on their deal, and then just plastered Williams' name all over the movie. Williams was rightfully pissed and sued them. That is why he did not return for Return of Jafar or the TV show. However, before King of Thieves came out, I guess Disney got a new president or something and issued a public apology saying, "We're sorry, Robin, we fucked up. Please come back. How can we make this right?" And that's what happened. They fixed everything, and he came back for King of Thieves. And I think I read he put in a clause in his contract or whatever saying they could not use his material for up to 25 years after his death, which he recorded, from what I've read, over 16 hours of material as the genie. So much, because, and he ad-libbed so much. This movie lost Best Screenplay at the awards, which I think is kind of a funny story about that. But yeah, I love this movie. All the actors are perfectly casted. You know, Robin Williams, Scott Weinger from Full House. Yeah, and speaking of, so I watched Fuller House, and they did an episode where DJ and Steve were doing a karaoke, doing Summer 11. And I can see why Weinger does not do his own singing in Aladdin. He can't sing worth the crap. He can't sing. So it's funny to know kind of why he doesn't do the singing in Aladdin. Because watching Fuller House, he can't sing. But he was good as Aladdin, I'll give him that. I even liked Linda Larkin as Jasmine, Douglas Steele as the Sultan, Gilbert Gottfried. Oh my God, I cannot. When I hear Gilbert Gottfried's voice, no matter what he's doing, because he even appeared in, I think, a few episodes of Law and Order SVU, and when I heard his voice, all I heard was Iago. Like, no matter what Godfrey's in, I still hear Iago's voice. Just like whenever I see the actor James Spader in something, I just hear Ultron. You know? But yeah, Gilbert Gottfried was perfect as Iago. Kind of still pisses me off what they did in the remake, where you kind of casted Alan Tudyk for no reason, because in the remake, and I'm not trying not to compare this to the remake so much, but you make Iago just a generic parrot. You didn't even need Alan Tudyk for that. They pretty much stripped all of Iago's personality away in that remake. Oh, and yeah, no, and I know I said I wasn't going to compare the remake so much, but yeah, how do you take out the giant snake in this movie and replace it with a giant parrot in the remake? Yeah, that's just dumb. That's all kinds of dumb. But again, I'm going to try not to compare, like I just did. But yeah, like the animation in this movie was so good for '92. The music is so memorable. Like, Front Like Me, Prince Ali. I just watched them and I can really remember them, but they're so memorable. Yeah, I just love this movie, man. It's so good. There's not a bad thing I can think about this. There's not a bad thing I can think of about this movie. Like, I can't think of a thing. And I'm really trying to think of something, but I can't. I do remember hearing a story of how it was hard for them to get a take done because Robin would just have everybody in stitches in the recording booth. So it was hard for them to get a take out of the actors because everyone would start because as soon as Robin would start going, everyone would just be laughing. So that's kind of funny. Ugh. But yeah, I love this movie. I can't think of a single bad thing to say about it, to be honest. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See ya.